And what's going on, team? Hope you're all doing well, and welcome to Season 3 of the Stevenage Road to Glory. And after back-to-back promotions, we're finally in the Championship, and I know for a fact it's not going to be as easy as it has been the past 2 seasons, because EA, they've updated FIFA. The ultimate difficulty is apparently so much harder now, so as it should be though, it's ultimate difficulty for a reason. But it just means if we're making it into the Premier League, at least we've earned it. At least we have 100% earned it. Now I have took all your comments on board in regards to transfers and also changes to the team. We'll quickly run over the team. It was mentioned in regards to Gelhardt, he deserved a potential upgrade of 87 to 88. I 100% agreed. I went to edit him and didn't even need to, because he now has a potential to be special. I think he did earn it. He had a standout season last year. So Gelhardt is now going to be a potential to be special player for us. And I think he is going to be a special player, especially this season. As for a couple of the other players, it was mentioned about Canna and Jones, who should play with Matty Longstaff. I have went with Canna for the first team because I am considering either selling right or loaning him out, because he's got no potential on him. He did play decent for us last season, but is he going to be good enough for the Championship? I don't know. So Jones would slot into that centre attack and mid position. As for a couple of the other positions, I am looking to upgrade the left back and centre back positions. Van Kooten and Bjorkander both played decent for it, don't get me wrong, but I do think we need better players for the Championship. And in regards to better players, I did say in the last episode I wasn't too sold on Chevalier, and it was mentioned in the comments in regards to some goalkeepers that we could look to go in for. So we can either have Bazunu as we're number 1 and then look for a goalkeeper for the second team, or we can go in for a brand new first team goalkeeper, someone that's got a better overall than 68. It might be the way that we're all looking to go, but there's just a look at some of the changes that we're all going to be potentially making, because after two promotions, an absolutely unreal season last year. We only lost one game. We lost the final game. You would think that the board would have been like, he has a decent amount of money, mate. He has a decent amount of money. Put in the comments what you think we should have got. And then I'll go over how much we actually have got. I'll give you 2 seconds. Just put it in. Because they've given us 5.9 million. Are the cracking jokes here? 5.9 million. We've probably got one of the smallest budgets in the league. What we're meant to do with that? What are we meant to do with that? Come on. You'd think they would have been like, you know what it is, Kenny? You've done absolutely unreal for us. He has a decent budget. You get yourself out there, bring in some decent players. But no. And let's have a look. While we're here, we'll have a look at the objectives. What they're wanting from us. Within 3 seasons, increase the club's worth by 100%. They've given us 5.9 million to do that. Aye, no bother. Reach around the 32 in the FA Cup. Finish mid-table. Now, with the difficulty change, I think that's going to be a challenge in itself, but I'm up for it. I am 100% up for it. Youth development, sign 4 players to the senior team. I think that should be pretty easy. Well, I mean, we pretty much did that last season anyway, so there you go. What was the other one? Within 2 seasons, have at least 3 players from the youth academy sign in the first season. Aye, whatever. Within 3 seasons, increase season ticket holders with at least 10% of the stadium capacity. We should be easily doing that. I mean, Stevenage, they're unreal now, so fans should be coming now. 100% should be coming. We've got finish mid-table. We've seen that. There you go. There's just a look at it. In regards to transfers, though, I've got a couple of lads on the transfer list. So there's Hussein, Denton, Edmondson, he's only worth 1.4. I was hoping he would be worth a little bit more than that, to tell you the truth. But we'll look to get a reasonable amount for him. 100%. We've got Cox, Klukas, Morris, Carter, Evans, and Misteres. We're not going to use any of these lads. They haven't got a potential on them, so I thought, why not? We'll just cash in on them. Well, I've got a couple of lads on the loan list, so there's Roberts, Edwards, Harris, and Davis. I do think these lads have got a decent future in front of them, and if we can loan them out and they come back and they still don't look any good, we can always sell them on. Why the hell not? Now, in regards to players that we are potentially going to be looking to bring in, I'll just put this in order, so it'll be a little bit easier to go through. Now, like I said, in regards to Chevalier, so I wasn't overly sold on him. So there was a couple of comments in regards to goalkeepers that we're going to look at. Cleason was one of them. He would go into the second team if we were going to keep Bazunu as we're number 1. I mean, $1 million, it's not too bad. His weekly wage is 1,100. Not bad at all. Then there's this lad, Sherpin. Plays for Ajax, 73 rated overall. I did like the look of this lad, and then seeing that he had a release clause on him, 2.4 million, that could be ideal. 73 rated overall would be a brand new goalkeeper for the first team. And I mean, I reckon he would have the overall of a championship team. Maybe he's Bazunu, 68 rated, not realistically, but someone like this kid, he could be ideal for it. A couple of the other lads that were mentioned, another lad from Ajax was Dest for that right back, left back position. 74 overall. Looked absolutely fantastic. Another thing with this lad as well, release clause, 3.8 million. We're going to look to activate it. It would be the only way we could go in for him because they're not looking to sell him, and I can totally understand that. But say we went in for Dest and Sherpin, that would be with budget gone. And I am looking to bring in, I'm looking to bring in, there you go, I'm looking to bring in at least 4 players, at least. So we need to be smart with our budget and who we bring in and how much we spend, 100%. Couple of other lads though, Matheson, a 16-year-old lad from Rochdale, 65 rated overall. He would have been a second team player, and I am quite happy with Minoga. And this kid is going to cost me between 1 to 1.4 million. So I don't think that would be money well spent. Whereas this lad would be ideal, Sessegnon. Right back, 69 rated. He would cost between 1.7 and 2.1 million. If it would get him on the lower end, I think that would be a decent signing for 100%. A couple of the other lads, there was Tanganga. We'll go with that. Tanganga, 69 rated overall. Plays for Spurs. Does look decent. He would go straight into the first team 100%. But he's value isn't too bad. 1.7 mil. If we would get him for that, ideal. It's his weekly wage, 23,000 a week. I could not bring him in for that much. Would have to slash his wage massively. And it would have to be around 9,000 if I was ever to consider bringing this kid into the team. If he would accept it though, I would love to bring him into the team 100%. I did say in regards to some of the Colombians as well, I know it was mentioned to bring some of them into the team, but I don't want to flood the team with a load of Colombian players, so I might look to bring in 1 or 2. I mean, Haydar and Moreno, both them probably wouldn't go into the first team, so I might leave it for the time being. This lad would 100% go into the first team though. Van der Berg from Liverpool, 71 rated overall, but he does cost between 4 and 6 million. He's probably going to be out of our budget, and his weekly wage is 19,000. So unfortunately, he may have to be left until we make it into the Premier League. A couple of the other lads though, Brandon Williams would have been a fantastic signing for that left back position, but again, 4 to 5 million and 32,000 weekly wage. Crazy amounts. So Hickey, he could be the one to go for. 69 rated. There's been loads of hype about him in the comments, and he would only cost between 1.8 and 2.5 million. Weekly wage is only 1,900. He could be the lad that we're going to be going for 100% in that. I think I've said 100% quite a few times. I'm 100%. I've said 100% a lot of the time. There you go though. Couple of the other lads though, Masonda was mentioned, but this lad, he's 77 rated overall. I think he's far too good for this team at the minute in regards to overall and value, because he costs between 13 and 20 million. 68,000 weekly wage. Unfortunately, there's no chance that we can go in for him. Clark was mentioned as well. He's currently playing for Tottenham, 73 rated overall. Can play on the wings, but again, 38,000 weekly wage, but if that wasn't bad enough, he would cost between 6 to 9 million, which is just far too much for her, which is really unfortunate. I would love to have had a bit more money, but you never know with some of the transfers that we could make in regards to players leaving the team. We'll make it a little bit more money and go in for some of the better players here. There was Masengo mentioned. Could be a new centre defensive mid, but do we realistically need a new CDM when we've got Kana and Matty? Because he would 100% need to go into the first team. He's got a release clause on him though of 2.8 million, which is absolutely fantastic. His weekly wage is higher, but we could always try and get that down. And I think he would be a good player for the team, but we've just brought the likes of Kana and Jones into the team. Would it be bad to sell one of them on and bring this kid into the team? I mean, let us know in the comments, because if you do want it, we can look to get that done. Velasco has been mentioned. Now, I would love to bring this kid into the team. I would love to bring him into the team. I know Dan James fan wanted the same thing, but he is going to cost between 5 and 7 million. I don't think we're going to have the budget to bring him in, unfortunately. He would have to be a player that would bring in the Premier League, unless we get an offer in for one of our current players and you're like, go on, we'll take that, and then we could bring this kid into the team. It could make sense to do that, but there you go. A couple of the other lads, though. There was... Who else was there? Hurtado was mentioned. A Leeds legend. Absolute legend. He had a release clause in the Leeds United career mode, but he doesn't in this one, unfortunately. 77 rated overall. 15 to 21 million, though. Unfortunately, we're not going to be able to bring him in, which is an absolute nightmare. I think that could be it. That could be it in regards to the players that have been mentioned. All great players, like I say. And if we get some decent offers in, I'm hoping we can get some decent players into the team. We are in the pre-season tournament, so we will be going through that. Hopefully, we can win that and get a bit extra money in. So we're going to sim through that, see if we can bring any more money into the team, and then we'll start getting into some transfers. So I'm pretty surprised, but we haven't made it through the pre-season tournament, so we've got 6.5 million to spend. It is a shame. I thought the calibre of the team, they would at least make it at the semi-final, but they couldn't even make it out the group stage, which is an absolute nightmare. I mean, looking at that team, Semenyo, he's normally bagging goals for fun. I don't know what's happened. I hope this isn't a sign of things to come. So all that means is we're going to have to hope, really hope, that we'll get some transfer offers in for the lads that we've put on the transfer list. We have currently got an offer in for Chevalier, but it's to buy him, and I'm not looking to sell him on. So Stoke City, not a chance at all. We're going to reject that. We're going to see if we're going to get any offers in for the lads, and then we're going to look to start making some signings. So the first transfer of this window is going to be Aaron Hickey. That is, if he signs on the dotted line for this contract. We're paid 1.6 million, which I think is an absolute bargain for this kid. 69 rated overall. He's going to be going straight into the first team. So what you thinking of this wage, mate? 1,900. You can have a nice little signing bonus, 17,000. Get yourself to shops, buy yourself some new clothes if you sign on that dotted line. And he has, boom, Hickey is the first addition to the team this season. So let's have a look at the first signing of this window, and he's showing great potential, which I like the looks of straight away. Let's have a look at his stats. What's he got? 2-star skill moves, 4-star weak foot. Not too concerned about that. High work rates. Now, let's have a look at these. Acceleration isn't great. Ooh, there's a lot of yellows there. Stamina's not too bad, but I mean, we can work on him. Semenyo's stats weren't unreal when we first got him, and look at him now. He's an absolute world beater for us. There's been plenty of hype around this kid in the comments, so that's why I've brought him into the team. Hopefully, he's going to work out just how we need. I mean, crossing's decent, long passes decent, slide tackles are decent. Obviously, you're going to need decent tackling from him. Head accuracy's 73. Don't know how much he's going to be in the box, but he may be clearing balls for us, so that could work for that. Early crosser trade and long passer. I do like that he's got them traits on him as well. He doesn't look too bad at all. I just hope he's going to live up to the hype that you guys have been giving him. But as for a first signing, I think that's pretty decent. So we're going in for Tanganga. I think that's how you pronounce his name now. His wage is crazy, but the reason I'm going for him, he looks decent. He'll go into the first team. And if he would accept a lower wage, I'm happy to bring him on board. But if he doesn't, we're not going to be bringing him into the team. So he's currently worth 1.5 million. We're going to offer 1.5 million. And maybe he's add a little sell-on clause. 3%, there you go. How about that, mate? How about that? Come on, what you thinking? He's accepted. There we go. Bloody hell. Jose Mourinho, that job at Spurs, it's killed him, and he's lost his hair and everything. He has the moment of truth, then. Here is the moment of truth. We're going to offer him 10,000 a week. It's 13,000 that he's currently on, but I am going to give him a decent signing bonus of 100 grand. I know it is quite a bit, but I'm hoping it's going to sweeten the deal for him. So let's see if he's going to accept. What you going to do, mate? Come on. I really want to bring this kid into the team. I think he'd be absolutely ideal. Come on. And he wants 15,130. Oh, I don't think I can be paying that. I don't think. I'd rather offer him a little bit more here. And then 10,500. How about that, mate? Play the game with me here. You're going to get loads of first team football, man. 12,000. Oh, he wants 12,000 isn't too bad. He's a 69 rated overall. We are selling a few players on, Edmondson and stuff like that. Should I do it? Oh, it might be a bit too much, but I am going to pull the trigger on him. I'm just going to put my faith in you guys for suggesting him. So 12,000, 20 appearances, 280,000 bonus. We're going to accept it. He's coming into the team. I'm hoping I haven't made a massive mistake here. So we've just got some absolutely fantastic news. Edmondson, he's been sold. He's went to Union Berlin. See you later, mate. Hope you're going to enjoy your time there. But we've got an extra 2 million in our budget, which is ideal. So how much is that giving we now? How much have we got now? 4.95 million. Looking decent. Now, looking at the team, we're going to change things up because we'll have a look at this lad. We'll see what he looks like. So another one, not great pace, but sitting at the back, I'm not too concerned about that. It's the rest of his stats in regards to defending. He's only a 69. We're going to have to work on this kid. I mean, he is 22 as well. I didn't realise that. So I'm hoping he's going to grow pretty fast. And then we can always cash in on him when it comes to the Premier League. Oh, I'm not feeling too great about this kid. Oh, what else? He's got great jumping though. Great. Maybe he should have been a basketball player. I don't know. But he's got decent strength. His stamina isn't amazing. But we've still got Bjork under there. He can still always come in. The rest of his stats don't look fantastic. But he has got the long passer trait. Again, I'm going to put my faith in you guys because you haven't steered us wrong yet. The suggestions in regards to Bidder, where we should play Gelhardt, and different things like that have all been fantastic. Bringing in Matty Longstaff. All the suggestions are always spot on. So we'll put our faith in you, and I think you should do absolutely unreal for it. We've got 2.3 mil left to spend, and that's because we've brought 2 new players into the team. It may not be who you're necessarily expecting, but because we had such a low budget, I did want to make that stretch, and I thought it would be better off to bring in more players rather than just one player for, say, a left wing position. And it wouldn't make sense just to bring one player in, especially when we've got List and, say, Gelhardt on the wings, or for the right wing, Barrial wouldn't have made sense, especially when we've got Bidder there. And we're not looking to replace Bidder. He has earned his first team place. So the players that we have brought in, I mean, we can still look to bring a couple more players into the team. I am not done in regards to transfers, but it's Ariane Fritzen in the striker position. Like I say, it might not be who you are expecting, and you might look at him and go, 65 rated, why have you brought him into the team? It's Zlatan Ibrahimovic's regen, and he's going to be absolutely unreal for it. I know for a fact he is. He's got great acceleration and sprint speed. I think he's going to be another Semenyo for 100%. The likes of Ida and people like that would have been great to bring into the team, but he would have just cost too much, and that's why I've went down the route of bringing this lad into the team. Signed a 5-year contract. He's on at £1,100 a week, not much at all. And we're signing for 1.1 mil. Absolute bargain, especially for we're known that the player he is going to become. Goalkeeper-wise, I was in 2 minds whether we should bring a goalkeeper in, but it's the Championship. I know for a fact it's going to be difficult. We need a decent goalkeeper in, and this is going to be the lad for the job. He signed a 4-year contract with us, 2,500 wages, and he only cost us 2 million. £2 million for Van der Voort. Absolutely unreal. What a bargain. I mean, we did have the likes of Sherpin. His release clause was 2.4, 2.5, something like that. But I think this lad is the way to go. He'll be unreal for it. I know for a fact he's got a good potential on him as well. So he is going to be our new number 1. So let's have a little look at how the team is currently going to be shaping up. Now, we're going to be changing Bazunu out for Van der Voort. So Chevalier can 100% go on loan now. If anyone comes in for him, that is. So we've got the Wild One in that right back position. Still playing decent forward. We've got that Taganga in the centre-back position alongside Brown. We've got Hickey in the left-back position. Canna and Longstaff in the centre of the park. Palacios in front of them in that centre attack and mid position. Gelhardt, Bidder on the wings, and then Semenyo up top. Now that team does look decent to me. Like I say, I think all these players have earned a spot. Maybe it's not necessarily to Tananga and Hickey, and maybe it's Van der Voort. Not just yet, but I think they will. I think they will. As for other signings, I mean, I think we might start concentrating on the second team now. So some lower rated players that can come into there. I mean, List is going to be staying on that left-hand side. We're going to be adding Fritzen, or whatever he was called, to that striker position. So it means some Palacios, I was going to say Semenyo there, means Palacios can stick to the first team. I might look for a new centre attack and mid, or we might put Jones in there. Could be a way to go. I think it is going to be the way to go. So Jones is going to be making it into the second team in the centre attack and mid position. Harris, we might look for a new right mid, someone that's reasonably cheap to go into the second team, and then Harris can be a super sub for the first team. I'm quite happy with the centre mids that we've got at the minute, but if we can find anyone that's reasonably cheap with a better potential and better overall rating, we can replace either of these lads. Denton, I am looking to sell him, so it will be Van Kooten that'll be going in there. We're going to be sticking with Wood, Juarez and Minoga as the back four, and then we're going to have a Bazunu as the backup goalkeeper. And then we've always got Chevalier if he doesn't get loaned out. We're going to get some training in for the lads now then. A couple of the new lads are in the training. Straight away I thought, why not? Why not? So Chevalier's in there, see if we can get him up a little bit, and then he might be more attractive to teams for a loan deal. We've got Hickey and Taganga in there as well. Jones is going to be in there if we're going to be playing him in that centre attacking mid position. And then we've got Fritzen in as well. And I think we definitely need to update his finishing. Jesus, 50 overall. My God, I hope he's going to grow pretty fast forward. But we'll see what the lads can do. Not too bad. Not too bad. His finishing isn't even 50. It's 49. Jesus. But Chevalier getting an A. Getting close at that 70. Hickey and Taganga getting a D. And then Jones getting a C. Not amazing, but we're working on it. We're working on it. First game of the season now then. We're at home to Derby. And it's going to be our first real test. If we can win this, I think we'll be alright. But we'll see what the new lads can do. And I want to see what this new difficulty is like as well. Derby, early attack. Absolute nightmare. Playing like bloody Barcelona here. What is going on? Van der Voort, great save. Exactly why we bought you, mate. Oh, Lawrence. Oh, my God. Oh, my God. I can't believe that didn't go in. Jesus Christ. Not again. Off the post. And they've got the rebound. It was only a matter of time that they were going to score. You can tell that the difficulty has changed massively. Muto, though, now playing for Derby. They've clearly had a hell of a lot more money to spend than us. What a nightmare start, though. They were unlucky hitting the bar just before. But still, the state of this. Great shot off the post. And Muto on a plate. Shinny. Oh, my God, just done it. Oh, yeah, they're in again. Is this Derby County or is it Barcelona? The wild one played it back out. He's just cost with that goal. The wild one has just cost with that goal. I don't believe this. I'm really starting to notice some of the players that we should be looking to replace now, like the wild one potentially being one of them, because that was absolutely shocking. That absolutely shocking. Oh my God. 3-0. I've been taken to school today, like, I really have. Derby, just on another level. We're going to have to do some serious improvements if we're going to get anywhere near competing for the top spots in the championship. We might even go down if we keep playing like this. Jesus. I'm lost for words, but I think this says it all. Derby, 10 shots, 8 shots on target, 3 goals out of it. Us, 0 shots on target, 0 shots, and obviously no goals. Absolutely unreal from the lads there. What a way to kick off the season, eh? Great. Absolutely great. There's no surprise at all that we're rock bottom of the league, conceding 3 goals. It was an absolutely dire performance. We seriously need to look to improve. Like I've said, the change in difficulty is definitely clear. Oh my God. I didn't know. I didn't know what to do. I couldn't get a shot off. I couldn't play any passes. It was ridiculous. But I do think it's going to make this a hell of a lot more interesting. I'm going to have to work on getting a hell of a lot better. We're going to have to look to make the team better as well, 100%. But if we can get anywhere near the top spot or in regards to qualifying for the playoffs, I think we'll definitely be earning it in this one. I mean, there you go. Derby and Blackburn currently top of the league. I'm not surprised with Derby. Like I say, I had to check a couple of times that I wasn't playing Barcelona in that game. Absolutely insane. As for the rest of the episode, though, I am just going to be closing things off. I don't think I can put myself through another game like that. It was absolutely ridiculous. We have currently got 2.7 million to spend. What I have noticed from playing that game, though, there is some standouts that we need to look to potentially replace. The wild one, he didn't play well at all in that game. I know it's the very first game, but there was just nothing from him. Gelhardt and Bitter, they weren't quick enough on the wings for us. Not at all. So I realistically don't know whether to look to replace some of these players. Like Canna and Longstaff. Canna, yes, decent as a centre defensive mid. Longstaff, though, Again, just not quick enough. He wasn't able to do any decent passes. There was just nothing much. I mean, Brown, as well as he did, again, very, very slow. Hickey did well, I'm not going to lie. Hickey did decent. Van der Voort kept it from being, God knows, 6-7-0. So I'm glad that we at least brought a keeper in. But as for the second team, I'm now starting to regret bringing in that Fritzen, because he might not be good enough for the championship, being a 66 rated. A good few of these players might not. So it could be testing times for Stevenage in the next couple of weeks. It really could. But I mean, looking at some of the players, we might have to look at bringing in maybe a Colombian or something. I know there was the lad Carbonero. I think he's got decent, there again, good acceleration and sprint speed. He costs 2.3 million. We could potentially go in for him. Amia could be another one. I think he's pretty quick as well. There you go. On that right-hand side. Would cost with 2 million. Oh my God. I'm panicking now. Like, I really am panicking. Campaz. Release clause at 1.4. Reasonably quick. Doesn't look too bad. Could he be another option? Because unfortunately, I think Gelhardt is going to have to maybe be replaced. That could be what we're going to look at. Because he is really slow. Really slow. And we could bring someone like one of the Colombian lads in. Someone that's a reasonable price but quick. And then put Gelhardt as striker in the first team. Would that maybe work out for her? I don't know. We might have to look at formation as well. Maybe it's just not going to work for her. As for replacing the wild one, could Sessegnon be a decent replacement? 1.6 million. Could be the way to go. As for other standouts, is there anyone else? Masengo might be decent. He's a 72 rated. Yeah, I don't know. That wage is crazy. Like, that wage is absolutely crazy. But other players that we could potentially consider. Ooh, I don't know. If we could maybe put someone in a deal, we could look to bring Velasco in. He's not too quick, so I don't know about that one. But I'm like I said, I am lost for words in this. I really am. I'm just looking here. I mean, if I could somehow pull 10 million out of nowhere, I'd definitely go in for Ferreira. I think it would be a player that we would need 100%. I don't even think changing the wage budget would make much difference to how much we've actually got to spend. It's not going to, is it? Not at all. I'm not even going to bother. Not even going to bother. But it is going to be testing times for her. I am just going to be leaving the episode there, like I say. So if you have enjoyed it, drop a like. And if you're new to the series and the channel, hit that subscribe button and join KO United. But as always, I'll see you in the next one.